nothing fancy, no gadget plays, no gimmick plays. Methodical, drive the ball, 8-minute drives, and just run clock and get out of there healthy and with a decent win. Because that's the big thing when you play these.
Right.
Go
Well,
ahead.
I think you're right. I think what you want to do is the first 2 games of the season. I mean, not a lot of people. Middle Tennessee, you guys should win hands down, but you want to stay healthy. You don't want to end up injuring key players that are going to hurt you down the stretch. But you definitely want to win the first 2 games that kind of have momentum. But you got the bye. After the Army game, you don't play Wisconsin until the 21st of September. So you want to make sure that you stay healthy. You have the bye week, so you're going to get some of your guys back. Pray they don't get injured. But then you start conference play, and now you're out. You play in conference all the way until the 26th of October, and you get the Fighting Irish coming to Ann Arbor. So then you look. You guys play Maryland on the road. Then you got Michigan State at home and Ohio State at the end of the season. And you got Indiana, which is kind of, in my way, how I'm going to say this, between the Michigan State and Ohio State game, you got to be careful that Indiana game doesn't play like a trap, because a lot of times you overlook them going into the Ohio State game on Thanksgiving weekend.
Always. And Indiana's given us fits for the last 10 years. Nothing but fits.
Well, they don't have Hornibrook. He transferred to Florida State, so that's going to be interesting. They have a new quarterback, so that's going to be interesting for Indiana.
Hornibrook at Wisconsin?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He was in Wisconsin. My apologies. That's right. He's the one who transferred to Florida State. That's right. Because they were trying to figure out who's their quarterback. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I don't care. I'll take the defense. I'll take my D line against your best running back all day. Because the thing is you're not going to be what Michigan has excelled against in the last half a decade is stuffing the run game. You're not going to run on us. Where we struggle is in that short passing game. And what it is that we don't tackle well in space. You hit them for an 8-yard gain, it goes for a 12-yard gain. You hit them for a 12-yard gain, it goes for 22. And it's that same thing all day long. And if you go back and you watch the tape against Ohio, you go back and you watch the tape against Florida, that's exactly what you're going to see, is those crossing routes, dig routes. I'm a huge fan of dig routes. They're the most dangerous route in football.
Okay.
And that's what I need to see, is that we can handle that underneath stuff, the check downs, the middle screens, that kind of those dig routes, those shallow crossing routes. Because I have no doubt, one-on-one, my corners are going to take on the best receivers in the country. But when it comes to you got to play. We've got to get to what I'm looking for against Middle Tennessee, Army, and these tune-up teams, if you will, is playing sideline to sideline, playing the full 50 yards. Look at the Indiana tape, the Ohio State tape, the Florida tape, and you'll see that they didn't play sideline to sideline. There was too much space. They didn't cover up in the gaps, and they didn't tackle in space. And that's what I'm looking to see coming up the next couple of weeks. And then, because we're going to have, we got a bit of a bye going into the Wisconsin game. And so, it could be one of those, that Wisconsin, I like it. It's a noon kick. I like that. I'm a big fan of a noon kick. So, and the only thing that I'm looking at my schedule here, and I'm like, and nobody's jumping out at me as being dangerous, because I'm confident, except for the Army game, because I don't trust that Army offense. I know what I got with.
Well, I mean, if they're good at covering the run, and you can slow them down. Now, if they decide to throw those dig routes and those hitch routes, they're going to eat that defense for breakfast. But, I mean, why I think, Bud, I the good part about the whole game is you guys are at home. And again,
Yeah.
I've never personally been to Ann Arbor. It's definitely on my bucket list to go to go to Michigan Stadium. But you guys are at home, and that's one of the toughest places in college football to play. Hands down,
Yeah.
it's one of the toughest places to play. So, and I'm not saying that Army isn't used to that because they go to the Army-Navy game every year, and there's hundreds of thousands of people that go and watch that game. That's a game I never miss, by the way. I'm a college football fan. I never miss the Army-Navy game. But I think, Bud, to be honest with you, they're gonna have Middle Tennessee. They should have no problems. Harbaugh will have them ready for that triple option offense. I got to see Georgia Tech last year. They came to Tampa to play USF. It's actually fun to watch in person, to watch that offense, because it's interesting because you don't see it every day. But I just Michigan. I mean, that you're right. It could be a scary game, especially going into a bye week. It could be one of those games, but I just at the end of the day, man, I don't. I mean, it could be close, but I just don't see the Wolverines losing that game. I mean, I'm looking at the schedule myself. You're going to have some issues, Bud, with Iowa's going to be interesting because for some off-the-wall reason, they play well in the conference. The last 4 or 5 years, Iowa's been a nemesis to everybody. And for some off-the-wall reason, they play the big teams tough. Illinois, you shouldn't have to worry about too much with them. Going to Happy Valley to play Penn State, that's going to be an interesting football game, in my opinion. That might be the first one you want to pencil in as going to be a tough win. That could be one that could be tough. And then you got Notre Dame the following week, and that's going to be tough too. But you're getting it. You guys are at home.
That's going to be a home game.
That's a home game, which is good. That's a home game. That's a home game. Yeah.
And that's the game. That's one. That's one we've had circled for a year now.
Okay.
We went into wherever in South Bend and laid an egg and looked absolutely terrible against Notre Dame. That's one. And
when it's all said and done, but how do you see them finishing the season? Do you see them with 10 wins? Do you see a 10-win?
I see us running the table. If we get past Army, I got us running the table. I'll take that. I'll take action on that. I got us running the table and losing. I got them at number 3 going into the bowl season, and I got them losing to Clemson in overtime, 27-30.
Wow. Okay. They're gonna play. Okay. So speaking of that, but so who? You got Michigan and Clemson. Who are your other 2 playoff teams?
I got Alabama at 1. I just don't see them losing to anybody. Of course, Auburn's within the Iron Bowl. They always, But I got Alabama at 1, and I don't know who. Maybe Georgia. It all depends on how things shake out. Maybe Texas. Texas could sneak up in there, grab 5.
Or Oklahoma.
There are a lot of people. Oklahoma is also available.
I
think Texas. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, I hate to say this, but I think the Heisman Trophy winner is going to come out of Oklahoma again. I think Jalen Hurts wins the Heisman.
Yeah, probably. I'd love to see my boy Patterson reach out there and steal one, though.
Yes, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it would be cool, to see someone on the outside, win one that not that someone is, because I know they go into the preseason going, okay, these are the guys that can win the Heisman. And then if someone out of the blue that isn't on that list goes, oh, okay. Well, I will say this, Adam, if they run the table, he should be in the Heisman Trophy race. If Michigan runs the table and you lose a game, then by far, there's no doubt. I mean, there's no doubt. If he should be in the Heisman Trophy race, if that's the case, if it comes down to it.
If Michigan is going to run the table, he will have about 180 completions on about 300 throws. and he'll go 30 for 10 with 3,800 yards, and he'll have another 500 on the ground. That's how it's gonna roll. You know, 10 touchdowns on the ground. He'll score a lot of those. He'll score a lot of in close touchdowns late in the drive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, two-yard touchdowns.
I'm looking at the schedule, but the Ohio State game is at noon. Why is that game so early in the afternoon?
Because that's when the game is played.
I mean, well, would you prefer them to play an afternoon game or a night game?
Absolutely. I mean, give me a noon kick every day. And we for whatever reason we struggle at night. I don't know what it is. I think it has a lot to do with we're very a ritualistic team. You know, where everything is drilled in down to the wire, down to the last second. And when you back it up 6 hours, 7 hours, you get that 7:30, 8 o'clock kick, it throws everyone off. And we saw it in the Notre Dame game last year. And they give me a noon kick. I want a noon kick. Get it over and get it out of the way, and then I can enjoy football the rest of the day.
Because it looks like, Bud, that what I'm looking at here, they have 4 games already scheduled at noon. They have the Army game, they have Wisconsin, they have Iowa, and they have Ohio State. And the Maryland game is also. So all the other ones are, to be determined. And with college football, for some off-the-wall reason, they don't give you the schedule until the week. I think when they flip the calendar or flip the week calendar to Monday, then it comes out with they schedule the games, at a certain time. So you said, Bud, you'd rather prefer them playing it around noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon compared to playing in the evening.
Yes, I prefer an afternoon. I prefer a 12 o'clock kick.
Because I have a funny feeling that game against Notre Dame is going to be at night. That might be the ESPN the week. It might be at Ann Arbor for game day. I'd have to look at the week that 26th and see where that. But I could if right now they have them ranked. They have the Wolverines at 7 and the Irish at 9. If that stays that way or they move up in the rankings by the time we turn the calendar to October, that game will be the ESPN night game. There's no doubt. I don't see that not.
It will.
Ann Arbor,
because
yeah.
It's already scheduled for ABC, ESPN, ESPN2. So it'll probably be the night game. I would imagine the only other afternoon game I got, it's probably Illinois will be an afternoon kick. I can see Calais Stadium being a night game. I see back-to-back night games. Maryland's an afternoon game. Michigan State will probably be a 12 o'clock kick. Indiana will probably be a 12 o'clock kick, and Florida and Ohio State will be a 12 o'clock kick. Okay. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Yeah, I mean, so you said you're going to have back-to-back night games, so you think the one in Happy Valley against Penn State's going to be a night game too?
I would imagine so. It doesn't say. It's not. I don't know where it's going to be. I don't know what TV it's going to be on. It doesn't say, but I can see it being a night game. I can see that. I can see that being a 7:30 kick because I see the Notre Dame game, especially if we're both undefeated at the time. And we're going into that game, being, that being our best, that being prime. That's going to be one of the primetime mid-season games, or premier, I should say. It's going to be one of the premier mid-season games. We're halfway through week 6? I think it was that 6. 1, 2.
That would be week 8. Well, 9. They have the bye week. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. It'll be 7. That'll be game 8. So you're more than 2/3 of the 2/3 mark, and
that's
going to be we're coming off the I don't know how good Penn State's going to be. They got to get a quarterback. If they don't have a quarterback, they've got nothing.
And
if they have a quarterback, they could be a threat. They could be a threat.
I think their head coach is on the hot seat. I really do. I think if they have if they have a bad season, he's gone. I don't trade because Penn State, just like Ohio State and Michigan State, if you're not winning or you're not beating your rival team,